Something hit and it was an explosion.
The powerful blast rocked this residential neighborhood in San Bruno, California.
I can count half a dozen homes that are involved right now.
The huge wall of flames consumed homes so quickly, the local news stations initially thought it was a plane crash.
Flames coming up, smoke coming up.
Investigators later determined a massive underground pipeline leaked, caught fire, and exploded. 8 people died.
I think it's a serious problem right here, very serious.
For Charlie Vaden of Johnstown, Colorado, the California pipeline tragedy hit too close to home.
I had no idea that these pipelines ran through here.
That's when he realized he's living with the same kind of danger in his backyard. An aging Sinclair petroleum pipeline built back in 1963, which transports 20,000 barrels of hazardous fuel from a Wyoming refinery to the Denver metro area every day, runs right through the middle of his neighborhood, directly under a walking path, right next to a playground and a bus stop for children. Now Sinclair is building a second pipeline parallel to the first one to increase the amount of fuel flowing through the Rolling Hills subdivision.
They could be in danger.
Jeff Farrells with the Pipeline Association for Public Awareness says a petroleum leak in this Weld County community could be just as devastating as San Bruno.
The majority of the time pipelines leak because someone has inadvertently dug into it.
He says that's one reason gas and oil companies try to keep homes as far away from their pipelines as possible. Sinclair was apparently so concerned about homes being built too close to their pipelines that they sent out this safety brochure to all of the residents. It says no occupied dwellings within 100 feet of the pipeline. The diagram shows 50 feet on either side. This home was built just 24 feet away. So that clearly did not happen here. Sinclair refused our request for an interview, but the company sent us a statement that says in part, our pipeline was originally installed in 1963 in what was then primarily agricultural land. That's why Vaden doesn't fault Sinclair.
The pipeline had a right to be there. They were in there 50 years ago.
He blames Rolling Hills developer Bruce Gilliam, who built the homes much closer to the pipeline than Sinclair recommended, and the town that allowed him to do it. Gilliam also refused our repeated requests for an interview. Instead, he referred us to Johnstown Planning Director John Franklin. Franklin told us the previous town planner approved the Rolling Hills development back in 1997. But Franklin says town planners are in a difficult position when it comes to approving developments near pipelines because there are no local, state, or federal regulations that dictate how close you can build to them. Still, he admits he would not approve the plan today.
So we would work out a larger open space corridor.
Johnstown Fire Marshal Jesse Molinar says he has no safety concerns with regard to the pipelines.
And when they put in that additional pipeline, you didn't have any additional concerns?
No.
But Fox 31 obtained this letter, written by Molinar, to a local judge presiding over a land dispute involving the second pipeline, in which he says, we have several life safety concerns with the proximity to existing and future homes and gathering places for our children. We showed Molinar the letter.
I wrote that.
He didn't remember writing it until after he read it.
If there was a leak, like we discussed earlier, if it ignited, there could be possible hazards and possible death and injuries, but we hope that doesn't happen.
Still, Farrell says pipeline accidents are rare, and he believes they are a safer way to deliver fuel than the alternative, tanker trucks like this one that exploded on Highway 285 near Bailey, Colorado in 2004.
We would have to put on the highways over 100,000 tanker trucks just to move the products that we use every day.
Pipelines have been exploding all over the country.
But for Vaden, the danger that's out of sight is not out of mind. And San Bruno made that clear.
I think the pipeline should be taken out. It can be done, and I think it should be done here.